Hello, beautiful people. I honestly think I need to give my listeners a we need like a name, like a fan club name for my listeners, and I'm working on it. And if anybody has any suggestions, please feel free to suggest them. Anyways, how is everybody doing? I actually have so much to catch you guys up on. I think I'm going to do it in the order of how I remember it. So my freshest memory of my latest activity is when I went out on I can't remember the day, but it was this weekend. I think it was a Saturday night. Um, went out with my friend. We went clubbing in Birmingham. And let me just start off by saying that was my first night out in Birmingham actually at a very popular club called Cave where everybody and their mamas have been to, but not me. And I think my friend has been there a couple of times as well. It was my first time there. Actually, we went there because we were promised. I don't. Let me not use promise, but we were told the marketing point was that we're going to see Daku perform live. I'm trying to look like a gangster Daku. Yeah. Daku was actually not there. We actually did not see Daku. I don't even think the DJ played any song by Daku, but it was fine because it was a good night, nonetheless. But then the moment like as time flew and I was having fun and everything, I was still waiting for Dako to come because they kept on hyping her like who wants to see Dako, but she never showed up, guys. It was all a lie, and for the price of the ticket I paid, I'm a bit mad. But then my first night out in a while, so I am not mad about it. It was a good time, so that was great. I feel alive again. I'm just sipping my ginger tea so that my voice is clear. What else? Also, it has rained every day this year. Honestly, it makes me so sad. And I hope we finally come to the end of the rainy season because when I tell you guys that rain makes me so sad, like I don't think I can explain how sad the rain makes me. And I don't even know why it makes me sad, but automatically I'm in low spirits. And then for that reason, I know it's a bit of a flimsy excuse, but I genuinely find it hard to function on my optimal capacity when the weather is not in my favor. It makes me feel very, very down, which is my excuse for why I have been MIA. But we are actually working hard because I asked myself this question. This is the question I've been using to ask. I've been asking myself: is my well discontent with the weather and how it makes me feel and everything, how I feel about the weather. I don't like calling it bad weather, but like basically, let's say bad weather and my love for my craft, which one is more? And did it take me a couple of days to answer this question? Yes. But the answer to this question was obviously my love for my craft is more, which is why I'm recording this at 1:30 a.m. This is how much I love you guys. But yeah, I guess that is another thing that I have been suffering with that has just kept me away. It was just like, how are we meant to eat, pray, love in these conditions? Guy, my mission in life is to eat, pray, love. And when the weather is not giving, I find it so hard to eat, pray, love, and just keep on being me. Like, I've probably been even more nasty to people, but shout out to the people that stuck around. I've not been on my normal level of Ife nice. I've just been on like leave me alone vibes. I promise you guys it's just the weather. I'm okay. But we are bigger, we're back and we're bigger and better in Jesus' name, amen. But yeah, it's like how are you actually meant to eat, pray, love, and continue to create and love what you do and do what you love, even when like the circumstances around you are not permitting you to do so? This is actually a very, very valid question. And I can't say that I have the answer, but how I think I arrived at what I would call a solution was just to continue to create in the littlest way possible. Like I think I started a new book and I'm a bit slow reading it, but then I'm happy I'm still being able to like read at least. On my Substack, I've been doing like a one sentence journal entry a day. It's day 10 now. Probably till later in the day I'll do it. And then I did this thing with my earphones. If you follow me on anywhere, or if I sent you a picture, you'll probably see it. It's something I saw on TikTok. Someone bedazzled her earphones with like embroidery thread and stuff, and then I just did that, and I did feel a bit better. I felt a bit of ease finally creating something. And then I also had this conversation with my friend Kema, who is also an artist, and I just asked her like, how are you eating, praying, and loving in these conditions? Like, if it the like these conditions could be imposter syndrome, or just like seasonal depression, or just honestly you not feeling like creating something. And then I was at a point where I now felt like, oh, am I consuming more than I'm creating? And then it just feels like I'm imploding. But no, she just recommended I needed a new environment, a new experiences, and just a new routine, which was what kind of triggered my decision to finally go out, which was what prompted the night in Birmingham. But yeah, and all of that, and then life is just, life is really, really lifing. But then you just have to ask yourself a simple question: where you are now, like how you are feeling about your current situation and how you feel about achieving your goal. You just need to weigh which one you're going to give more importance, and then make a decision based on that. That is the best advice I can give for how to eat, pray, love in conditions of turmoil. But yeah, that is what I have been doing. Like I said, I did start a new book. I'm not ready to talk about it yet. Movies. What good movie did I watch recently? Nothing is coming to mind. There must have been a good one though. I just can't, for the life of me, think of what it is. Weird. I guess it will come back to me. And yeah, what else is new? Oh, you guys, I dyed my eyebrows and I feel so different. I feel like, why am I just doing it now? Like, ever since I did it, I just feel this new like vibe, this new aura. Like there's a halo around my head. I have my head in the clouds, like it's giving girl on fire. And then my hair is currently pink. Like I have like pink, interesting rose gold braids. If you get it, if you've seen it, you get it. If you don't get it, sorry. But honestly, I'm actually just having the time of my life doing what I want. Doing what I want, especially to my looks, because I feel like I've come a long way from not trusting my decisions on what I want to change about my looks, and just, figuring out if is this what I want, or do I want this because I feel like it looks good on somebody else, i.e. the comparison. But it's just some joy and then some comfort that came from me deciding that, you know what, I think I'm going to dye my brows. And then I did it, and then it actually looked really, really good. And it was just an insane thing. Like, I don't know how to explain how it changed my outlook on life. Like, stepping out of the physical act of what it was of just dyeing my brows, it was like changing my look. And then it was like, it's like I feel like I stepped into another version of me, which is so great. And I definitely recommend. Maybe for you it might not be dyeing your brows, it might be something else. But honestly, trust yourself to make that small change that is going to alter everything. No, I mean, it's always this, like it's like a seed that you are sowing. But I would say definitely invest in your looks and trust your decision to do that. Like, do you get what I mean? But yeah, and it's so funny that this is happening because I literally listened to a podcast. I don't know if you guys know Mikai. Mikai McDermott, she's a beauty influencer. She has a podcast called The Linen Service, and she was talking about how one random day she decided to dye her brows like blonde, and then she showed up to work, and then just the reaction she was giving and how everything was different. I was like, I totally feel that vibe. It's not like everything was different and everybody was like, oh, who is that girl? Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? But it was more of an internal thing. Something so small as dyeing my brows changed. Definitely has built more trust in me, trusting myself to decide to do a certain hairstyle that maybe everybody might not love it, but I think I'm going to look good in it, and then I'm going to do it either way, and I'm going to see how I'm going to make it work. It's just about trusting yourself to make these small decisions that you end up loving. It just builds self trust, and it's my dyeing my eyebrows moment. So I totally recommend, but that is just what I have been doing. Feels hashtag great, by the way. Oh, what else is going on? This is a very fun catch up session. Oh, work is actually going pretty well. I don't know if you guys have seen those TikToks where they're like, I accidentally became too important at my job. Not like I became too important, but then I became more important than how I was like a couple of months ago. And I think that that shows growth because like I am actually like they actually leave me to like run clinics by myself, and I'm just like I remember the first time it happened, I was like, oh, I'm by myself here. Was that intentional? And one thing about work that I found like is very annoying, but then at the end of it is some kind of growth. It's like they just kind of throw you in and they're like, oh yeah, so you're going to do this today. And I'm like, I don't think I can do that. But then which brings me back to something that I wrote a while ago called unqualified. Yeah, me too. You're never ever going to be like quote unquote qualified. You just need to go in and try, if that makes sense, and then learn from your trying, and then absolutely ask questions when necessary. I think that's another thing that I've been learning. Like, I'm so sorry, I'm going to ask a question, especially working in a hospital. Like, why are we speaking in acronyms and abbreviations? Like, and you know, I was like, who am I? Who is benefiting from me lying that I know what this is or acting like I understand what it is? I'm going to try and, interpret the meaning of this thing from like in context, but if I can't do it, I'm so sorry, I'm going to ask the question. And more often than not, it is a learning environment, and at the end of the day, you're not going to get laughed at for not knowing what it is, or you probably get laughed at, but then so, probably going to get laughed at as well, but then it's just a possibility you should be open to when it comes to learning. And I guess I'm being more comfortable being in places that I actually don't know what is going on, but then I'm not going to run away because I don't know what's going on. I'm going to try and figure it out. I'm going to learn. I'm going to ask a question, and then that's how you grow. So yeah, that is how work is going. Work is going pretty well. um Living alone um is honestly is actually great. These days my fridge is so empty, but like that's only because I'm an ingredients household, so it's kind of annoying that like, and I'm someone that when I'm craving something, I need to, I'm not even need, I'm going to get up and make it. Like I'm actually going to get up and complain all through the process, but then I'm going to eat it and be like, oh yeah, this was what I was craving, and then I stood up and I did it, and that feels good. So there's also some kind of growth that is actually, rather than, let me not say waiting for it to be done, or just realizing that, I'm actually going to take agency, and I'm going to do this for myself, just to show myself that I can do it, type thing. So yeah, which is so great, guys. Sorry, another sip of ginger drink. Actually tastes good, and I want to drink her before she gets cold. Hmm. What else? The sun is starting to not go down too early in the day, which is so amazing. We're having more daylight, and I can't explain how that makes me feel. I feel like if that didn't start happening today, I don't think I'll be recording this episode today, because I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I actually don't like when the weather is not great. And I really hate to say, oh, the weather is bad or anything, but it genuinely messes with my mental health. I wish this was not the case, but it's, unfortunately it is. And I just have to be honest, it really does affect me and my productivity when it comes to my creativity. But yeah, we're actually pushing. So that is what is up. Maybe next episode I'll have something else to talk about, but you guys are actually interested in my life, so I feel comfortable sharing what is going on with me lately. Also, this is a public service announcement. If you have the Nigerian copy of Dream Count, and I know a lot of people don't like that book, which makes my request even easier. If you have the Nigerian copy of Dream Count and you're not going to read it, let's swap. Actually, I don't even know if I want to give away my copy, but let's just have a conversation. Slide into my DMs, let's talk. This is the end of today's episode of Kumbaya Corner, and a message to, should I say his name? A message to Rico. Kema wants you to know that she had a really amazing time on her dates. Stay angry. And guys, if you also have any message you want to give somebody, I'm very, very happy to be the messenger. I do anonymous requests as well. And this is all free. But everybody should know that Kema wants Rico to know that she had an amazing date and he should stay angry. He should stay angry and he's gonna stay blocked. This was Kumbaya Corner, guys. See you guys next time.